This is 5 on your side at noon. Focused on you.
We begin right now with breaking news at noon. We're learning new details about a shooting involving a police officer in the last hour. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Maxwell. The shooting happened near West Florissant and Arlington in North St. Louis City. Police say a woman shot herself and then an officer fired their weapon. Investigators say it's still unclear if the officer's bullet struck that woman or not. Police have not said what led up to all of this. They're still on scene investigating at this moment. The woman who died has not yet been identified. Meanwhile, as police investigate, West Florissant is closed from Union to Davison. We have a crew on scene right now gathering more details, and we'll update you as soon as we learn more. The man convicted of killing St. Louis police officer Tamaris Bohannon is back in 2020, now preparing to hear his sentence. Last month, a jury found Thomas Kinworthy guilty of first-degree murder. As we await that sentence, our Diamond Palmer breaks down the details of the case.
Today, a judge will sentence the man found guilty of killing St. Louis police officer Tamaris Bohannon. Today's sentencing gets underway here at the Civil Courts building at 1:30 this afternoon. Thomas Kinworthy is facing life in prison. Kinworthy's May trial happened almost 4 years after the murder of Officer Bohannon. Kinworthy was emotionless when the jury found him guilty last month. Kinworthy shot at 2 officers back in 2020 after breaking into a home in the Tower Grove neighborhood in South St. Louis. Officer Bohannon was shot in the head and died days later. A second officer was shot in the leg. Police say before that, Kinworthy shot a homeless person in the alley. And during the trial, the defense argued Kinworthy had schizophrenia, but prosecutors said he was faking his mental illness and knew what he was doing. Kinworthy has since been charged with multiple crimes, including first-degree murder, assault on a law enforcement officer, burglary, and resisting arrest. Officer Bohannon's father and Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore had this to say after his conviction last month.
It is a form of closure. Not the closure that I seek, but it's still one that I would accept. A violent criminal is now facing the sentence that is appropriate, which is a sentence of spending the rest of his life in prison.
Officer Bohannon's widow, Alexis, says she is now left to raise their 3 children alone. As you might imagine, a very difficult situation, but she says she does have the help of her family. Reporting in St. Louis, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
Right now, police are investigating a shooting that injured 2 kids in Florissant. According to police, that incident happened just before 5 o'clock last night on Durhacky Road near Robinwood Elementary. Police say several people under 18 got into a fight when someone opened fire. The 2 minors were rushed to the hospital. They are expected to recover. In a little over an hour from now, the suspect in a Swansea crash that killed a mother will be in court. This afternoon, we're hearing from family and friends of the victim, Carly Langley. Police explained to our Laura Barczewski why it took nearly 2 months to make that arrest.
Katie Langley says the day her sister Carly died in a tragic car crash on Highway 159 in Swansea is one she will never forget.
That was the worst day of my life, for sure. It was the worst day of my life.
On May 2nd, she says Carly was picked up for work by one of her acquaintances, who we now know as Jacob Hall, but she never made it. There were multiple 911 calls about an SUV speeding and driving erratically. It was Hall's SUV and Carly was in the passenger seat. Another driver says he was very close to hitting them head on.
She said she saw Carly grab the wheel and veered the car away, and it was the last thing she'd seen before that car went airborne and flipped on its hood. But she told me Carly saved her life, and she saw it.
Hall is now charged with aggravated driving under the influence causing death and reckless homicide. I asked Swansea Police Deputy Chief Keith Howard why it took close to 2 months to bring those charges.
It's, a very complex investigation with multiple agencies assisting us, including the state police. We have the state attorney's office here in Illinois, along with St. Louis, that we're working back and forth with. So we believe in conducting a thorough investigation. We want this case to proceed through the court proceedings and have no issues.
Carly's best friend, Taylor Pruitt, says this is the beginning of the road to justice for Carly.
I had the honk justice for Carly on the back of my car, and right after I got the news, it just started downpouring and it rinsed off, and it just felt like it was just like a clean start to closure.
Carly leaves behind a 3-year-old son named Riot. Riot's father, Mark Benedict, says he's relieved now that Hall is facing charges, but it won't bring Carly back.
He stole our future, his mother, his future with his mother. He stole, like, I mean, I grew up without really having a mom, so I wanted anything but that for him, and now he doesn't have a choice.
Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
Hall will appear in court today at 1:30. He's currently held in the St. Clair County Jail without bond.
Alrighty, everyone, let's talk about our weather for the day today. We are looking at some just cumulus clouds outside, pretty harmless. Now, if they come across enough moisture, they could grow into a storm. That is pretty unlikely today. Temperature-wise and humidity-wise, it's fairly comfortable. You know what? We'll take it. I'm surprised myself to think that 87 is comfortable, but after what we've dealt with, it really is. Humidity is at 43%. That's very similar to something you'd find in like a Mediterranean environment like California and some spots in Italy. 86 degrees by noon. We're at 88 by 2 and 4 p.m. So nice, comfortable conditions throughout the day. Good mix of sun and clouds out there as well. For tonight, we will turn overcast. Those overcast temperatures are going to kind of act like the comforter on your bed. It's going to seal in the heat from the day. So instead of dropping into the 60s, we're only going to drop into the 70s. Our sunset is once again at 8:30. Winds will be out of the east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour.
Oh my gosh. The whole light post and everything.
Boom. There's something you don't see every day. A soccer field caving in. The sudden hole in the ground, swallowing an entire light post. As you might imagine, all activities at Gordon F. Moore Community Park in Alton are canceled. Authorities blame that incident on a collapsed mine underneath. Right now, investigators are still working out the logistics of how to fix that massive sinkhole left over. 5 on your sides, Robert Townsend has reaction from neighbors.
All day.
Oh my goodness. Holy smokes, literally.
This smoky, stunning spectacle was the hot topic in Alton. People couldn't stop gazing and gasping at the giant sinkhole caught on surveillance cameras at Gordon Moore Park.
That is crazy. Because what if somebody's kids would have been out there?
Oh my gosh. The whole light post and everything.
That's right. Investigators say Wednesday morning the massive 100 feet wide, 30 feet deep hole suddenly opened and swallowed a light pole and bleachers in the middle of 2 soccer fields at the popular park.
It looks like something out of a movie, right? It looks like a bomb went off.
That is huge.
Shantae Vaughn takes her children to the park off Illinois Route 111 all the time.
I've never taken them out onto the soccer field. Strangely enough, my oldest wants to play soccer though, but that's scary.
By mid-afternoon, a park security officer was here blocking the main entrance of the park and turning all park goers away.
We came to play pickleball, but I guess that's not happening today.
Investigators say the sinkhole was the result of an underground mine owned by New Frontier Materials. A spokesperson for that company says the impacted area has been secured and will remain closed for the foreseeable future. Meantime, park goers relieved to hear no one was hurt when all this happened.
Thankfully, it happened now and not earlier in the season. No kiddos were out there playing soccer.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Officials in Alton are currently consulting with geologists and engineers. The Mine Safety Health Administration also involved. A showdown between President Biden and former President Donald Trump tonight. Ahead, we'll break down the rules of the first presidential debate of the year. An ambitious plan from Boeing to expand into North St. Louis County. Coming up, the obstacles standing in that company's way.